Solo Pod, Episode 1. I have a clothing hanger used to prop up the lapel mic right in front of me. And the way my arm is seated, I'm looking at the screen behind me to make sure the angle's good. The way my arm is sitting right now, it's actually kind of interesting as a prop for the mic. Something to consider. I was looking for a baton. The only reason I have a baton, something I wanted to do like a while ago when I was still filming short form content to promote my music, was dress up as a conductor and pretend to conduct my music. That lasted only a short bit, but here we go. I have my script, or rather my outline, on a Google Doc on another monitor to my left. I meant to mention, this is going to be a singular take, unedited, because the whole idea of getting this started is that I set a hard deadline for me to finish filming this thing on the last day of April. And I don't mind if it's imperfect. I really do not, just because I think what I've been coming to realize is a defining flaw in my character is the absolute desire and necessity to be able to execute things perfectly or near perfect the first time I do them, which is not only unrealistic but so deeply debilitating. And this is exposure therapy. This is in aside from me committing to a new work stream, this is me getting myself to do something in a way that I hadn't done before and go through with it. Just uh rewire some behavior that's honestly been kind of overdue. Uh Skipping over all sorts of introductions. For those of you who don't know me, and for those of you who do, my name is Aditya Singh. Aditya Singh. We can get into a whole story about pronunciation later. You can call me Adi. And this is what I'd call the beginning of my venture into making more long form content in the pursuit of better, authentic expression. I'm gonna be saying a lot. I always think about, we played this game in like sixth grade in middle school. We had a public speaking class. They'd call it talk about it. The class would decide on a topic for a given person to speak upon. It's probably something, often something very difficult to give a 30-second to 1 minute speech about. I remember playing the game. I had to speak for a minute without stopping about the number two, or just a wall, or something ridiculous. And the whole idea was to skip using filler words or filler sounds like whatever, just to make the connection between your brain and just saying things that much smoother. Really great exercise, but nonetheless, I'm out of practice in terms of continual public speaking. So this is a good idea for me. See me mess up a bit, maybe, but that's fine. In terms of topic introduction, I wanted to talk about really the rationale of me doing this thing to begin with. Just abandoning the algorithmic conformity hoopla that I'd been subject to for over the course of diving into posting short form content, trying to understand how to gain exposure, especially from the perspective of an independent artist. You have all these things thrown your way in terms of what you're supposed to be doing. And then I realized that while I need the content creation in order to build an audience for my music as well, the content creation should be something of genuine value as opposed to me trying to optimize my presence in like the TikTok trendverse and go from there. I feel, without diving into dangerous amounts of self importance, that I can offer much more than what I feel I've been uh, conditioned to express. And so, yeah, this is me doing that. A short story, relevant. It's like summer 2022. It's just distinct memories of sitting behind a phone camera, trying to come up with something to cleverly fit the current TikTok trend, gain exposure, have eyes on your page, all the things that we associate with like a dopamine release, effectively posting on TikTok. But it's just it's superficial. It's not something that I really want. Not that it's like bad in and of a sense, because some of those trends are funny. They're like fun. They're cute. It's whatever. But I don't want that to be the extent of the impact that I have on people, especially knowing just the kind of conversations I have with actual friends I've made through TikTok or anywhere else, and just the ideas and exchange of worldview and philosophy and whatever I'm able to have through that. If I can have even a percentage of that be something that comes from an internet presence with people that I've never met that live across the world, that is better than anything I've been doing up until this point. Along with I mean that is aligned with the goal I have with my own music. I want, if especially, I think it's a unique challenge as a soul at the moment, just solely being a recording artist. You have a responsibility to try and create a sonic experience that people can really like attach themselves to just through their phone. It's one thing to experience live music, it's another thing to be able to listen to a track and still feel compelled, even if it's coming out of like a shitty speaker system or something. I think that's a very unique, I think it's a good challenge in terms of something to pursue as an independent artist, and something I'm continually working towards in terms of another work stream. But yeah, I guess the only other thing to really talk about is future topics in this format. Not only talking about specific breakdowns of the music that I've been making. As you can see, I am making this from my home studio, half childhood bedroom home studio. But I think what a lot of people don't necessarily know about me is that I've been a distance runner for 12 years now, with like a little like extended break in between. Distance running is pretty on vogue with all the run clubs and whatever. But I have very visceral memories with the sport. I'm continually learning new things, and I'm back on the pursuit of some pretty big long term goals that I am excited about. Not without its challenges, but I think it's also kind of indicative of like the baseline craziness I'm operating with as a person. So, more fun facts. That's that. But I want to talk about training strategies, past training mistakes, what my clients are up to. I'm coaching a couple people. They just ran. One just ran the Boston Marathon. The other ran the marathon at the Delaware Running Festival. Their training's been going really well, even despite some hiccups that can come here and there. What else is there? Production technique, song breakdown. I don't consider myself like a master of the craft in terms of like music making. As like, I mean, considering any craft, I don't think at any point, even people who we regard as having a mastery in anything, they themselves still consider themselves a student. I think, I don't know. I really don't want to. I don't want to have to qualify at what level I am, about what level I'm at in terms of making musical stuff, but I'll share anyways because I've been mixing and mastering and producing and recording my own stuff for a while now. And sharing some insight, sharing knowledge, sharing techniques, that's cool. I'm down with no gatekeeping in that regard. This hanger is really great because when I'm getting nervous about recording, I can put pressure into it, but this thing doesn't move. I can feel like the whole arm tightening around this thing right now. That's something I just noted. It's like a plant for speaking. People will like put their leg on like the leg of the stand holding up their written material when they're giving a speech. That's this hanger for me. Um, and again, I'm just admiring the mic placement. It's like a good distance. I hope it doesn't come out too crazy. I have a limiter on the audio input capture for how I'm filming this video. But that aside, only other thing to say for this one, it's a very raw take. I like the idea of having more structure going forward, especially when I'm expanding or elaborating on specific concepts. I already have the camera angle figured out in terms of having like one half be me, and then the other half being I managed to figure out a nice angle using freeform. I can type out my ideas, straight up give like a presentation to accompany what amounts to a high order yap session. But that'll be cool. And yeah, this feels right. This feels like the way to go. I'm making good on a commitment. I made a deal with my dad. that I had to film something like this by the end of April. And it feels good to not have to break it up so much. It feels fluid, feels organic, speaking in one take. And I'm just looking forward to building a more meaningful audience. Or scratch. I've made really cool connections already and friends. Building a more meaningful connection with the audience I cultivate. That's what I meant. Genuinely. Don't hate me. Uh, but yeah, I don't think I have much else to say for this first episode. But if you watch this whole thing, thanks. That's really nice. And I'll see you around. Yeah, yeah.